if you've got, you know, fair skin, you're beautiful.
I think that's certainly true in the first generation, because the fairer the person is, the better it is. But I think now the mindset's changing slightly, where they want someone that's not too light and not too dark, kind of mid-range. But definitely I've seen aunties and uncles all sitting together and discussing girls and guys, and the biggest topic of conversation is usually their skin colour. So maybe it's stemming from that.
Abdul, you're single, right?
I am, yes.
Now, when you are looking to get married, is one of the requirements going to be that she be fair?
Well, when you first look at somebody, it's something that you notice, and most people want someone that looks like them, in the same kind of shade of skin tone, same kind of similar height, things like that. So yes, if I was looking for somebody, then I'd look at someone that was had the same skin shade as me.
Now, you obviously, this is your company. You've tried the product.
I have, yes.
And what prompted you to start using this?
Well, the reason why I used it is because when I went on holiday for a good 6 months, I came back looking completely different.
But is this something that you were concerned with growing up? Was this something that you thought about as a teenager?
Not at all. I think when I was a teenager, I didn't think about skin lightening at all. It was only purely because I was being told, why am I so dark? And obviously, because I've come back from holiday, I think it just made me think, hold on, maybe this is a problem and maybe I can find a solution for it. And here I am.
Very interesting. You're watching Broken Silence. We're talking about skin lightening, and we'll be back right after this short break. Hi, welcome back to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya Gardez. We're talking about skin lightening. Are Asians just trying to be white? Joining me on the panel is Abdul Alim from UK Skin Lightening and Seema Kanda. Seema, you're actually researching skin lightening and the notion that somehow fairer skin makes you more attractive. Tell us about that.
Currently I'm doing, for my master's, studying communication, culture and media. And within my research project, I'm looking into the skin colour and the notions whether fairer is more desirable. And so for me, there's various amounts of things that sort of influence this notion. And
why did you even where did this interest come from to do your research project on this?
Because for me, it's something that I still feel is an important issue within the community, in the British Asian community, especially today. And there are a lot of media representations. As part of my research, I have been looking at these media representations. And it's actually really sort of made me feel it's really affected me. It's quite influenced my sort of thought process in processes. I've seen adverts for skin lightening, and it's quite hurtful. You know, can we not be accepted just the way we are? And it's something that I think within our culture, because it's not one culture against the other, is within our culture that discrimination lies. And I think that's where we sort of need to unite a bit more and to accept each other.
Do you think that girls generally, they have so many, issues and insecurities growing up anyway, just because of adolescence? It's just part of growing up. Do you think we need to really add to it and make skin color another issue that we're dealing with? Abdul?
Well, personally, I think it should be someone's personal choice whether they want to lighten or darken their skin. It can be wrong in some respects, but isn't it that person's, own life? Isn't it their skin? Should we not leave them to it?
Seema, what has your research shown you?
So far, I'm still at the beginning processes, but so far I have seen more of the influence to fairer your skin. There's one particular advert, if I can mention it, it's Pond's, and it's starring Priyanka Chopra. And I find this quite a contradictory advert because she's quite, well, in my eyes, she's not dark skinned, but compared to someone, let's say Aishwarya Rai, she is, you can see a difference. And it's almost saying that she's not ashamed of almost portraying that she's quite dark already, but yet it's a contradictory because she's in an advert to promote fairer skin, fairer skin products. And I think something like that is very complex because you've got these different notions, because she's not ashamed to tell the whole world that she's not particularly fair, but yet it doesn't seem that she's too ashamed to be using these products. Like, does she actually use the products? It's just a connotation that we've got there of the fairer and the darker. And
do you find it quite offensive that in matrimonial ads that men will put that one of the requirements for a wife is that she be fair?
Of course I do, because if that's the case, I'm sure there's plenty of women out there who might want a fairer guy, but why is there always the female that sort of gets pointed to the most. Why is it the female figure that has to be the perfect one, supposedly? And
who's to say that fair skin is, what makes fair skin perfect as opposed to being samli or being darker? I mean, I think that if we as Asians want to be more comfortable with who we are, then the first step of that would be to be comfortable in your own skin.
Well, I think mostly women. I mean, you say that people want to be comfortable in their own skin, yet there's things like lipstick and blushes and eyeliners and foundation and eyeshadow and straightening your hair and putting nail varnish on. The list is absolutely endless. Now,
but you can't seriously compare permanently lightening your skin, but putting this topical ointment on to lighten the color of your skin to putting on a lipstick that you're going to take off at the end of the day.
But why fake it for a few hours when you can have it all the time?
Because then you've got that option, though. You've got that option to actually be yourself when you want to be. Like, I'm sure women don't wear makeup all the time. They don't wear it when they go to bed and stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's that difference. I think if you've got the opportunity to sort of hold back a bit and almost sort of fight against what these adverts are trying to say to you, I think there's that difference. That you've got that, you've got a choice.
Yes, you've got a choice, but why? By putting all this makeup on, you're giving the wrong first impression, aren't you? And then when you've found your mate and you've gone back and you've taken all the makeup
but if
off
you're
and
putting on,
he's had the shock of his life.
No, Abdul, if you're wearing makeup,
wearing
makeup, right? Even at the end of the day, when you take off your makeup, you'll pretty much be the same skin color. The shape of your lips will be the same. Your eyes are the same. Your nose is the same. Lightening your skin is completely changing the way that you look permanently.
It's not completely changing because people want to lighten themselves slightly. And it's also a convenience as well. A lot of people don't have the time to put on makeup every morning. And if they can have fair skin when they wake up, isn't that so much more of a benefit? Most women don't
put on makeup to look fairer.
But I've seen people that have foundation that's about 3 shades lighter than their skin tone. But again, it's not all women, but it's some women.
You ain't talking about us, right? Yeah, but it's not only women, because there was an ad a couple of years ago with Shah Rukh Khan promoting, skin lightening cream for men. So men are now doing the same thing that we women have been doing for decades.
Definitely. We're a bit behind, but we're slowly catching up. It's taken some time, but we're getting there.
And you're a prime example. You've used the skin lightening cream.
I've used it. It's fantastic. It works. I used to be about 10 times darker than I am before. You've seen the photos.
Yes, I've seen the photos. Now, if when you get married and you have kids and you say you have a daughter and she turns out to be a darker skinned girl, would you, being somebody who's running a company called UK Skin Lightening, she would be born with a complex?
Well, I wouldn't really expose my family to my business, but I think it's a dangerous thing to expose children to. I get emails every single day, hundreds and hundreds of emails, and some of those emails are children emailing me saying that they're being bullied at home and at school because of their skin colour. Now, this obviously is a problem.
And they're being bullied by other Asians?
Other Asians. They're being bullied by their parents, by their uncles and aunties, by their siblings. People are saying, why couldn't you be like your sister, and things like that. So again, it's a very, very dangerous business to be in, but obviously as long as I shield the people that I need to shield, I think everyone should do the same. I think it shouldn't be, just children should be hidden away from that kind of thing. Even makeup, things like that. That's also, again, it's creating a mindset that you always have to look beautiful. Everything should be...
Yeah, but then, Abdul, you can't... fair skin and beauty do not go hand in hand. I mean, somebody could be fair skin and, you're trying to make the words mean the same thing.
Yes,
fair skin and beauty aren't the same words.
So you're saying that fair skin and beauty don't go hand to hand, but from our research on asianforum.co.uk, we have found that more than 95% of men find fairer women beautiful. So therefore, fairness and beauty does go hand in hand.
Seema?
But who cares? I feel like, why is a man's perspective so important? I think it's that pressure, and we've already had that pressure anyway from growing up. It's sort of grounded within you. You're sort of brought up with it, so it's become sort of normal.
Nadra?
You're saying that you